Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Roma Forum Podcast. My name is Anthony, and as always, I'm joined by Luca and Christian. And we're recording today after a devastating loss against Inter at home, something of a regular occurrence. I don't think there's anywhere else we should start. I mean, a really dreadful game, lots of missed chances, just totally disappointed in not only how they played, but how they lined up. I could start by saying Gasparini really got it wrong uh, in two really tragic ways. And I'll flip it over to you guys after I share this. But Dybala false nine does not work, doesn't work. And I think it'll probably be the last time we see that lineup this year. The other mistake that was really tragic, Chelik, right wing back, not his position, not where he belongs, not where he plays well, not where he's given the opportunity to be successful. He's a defensive wing back. If he should play, I don't even think he should ever play wing back again. I thought we were past that. He's really a center back now. So, thoughts? I mean, Dybala false nine. Let's start there. Would that ever work? Is the team built for that? I don't think so.
No, I mean if you watch that first half, I'll dispute you a little bit in terms of terrible match. Yes, the outcome was terrible, but it was a tale of two halves. I thought the second half was more of what I was expecting out of the match. First half, false nine doesn't work. I totally agree with you. The attack with Dybala, Sule, and Pellegrini was atrocious. I mean, it was just, I don't even know how else to put it. So hopefully we never try and do something like that again. Second half, I really thought, I mean, truthfully, I thought they came out and played a lot better. And I think if you look at the statistics, it was obvious. And I honestly felt like we dominated in the second half. But Gasparini got it all wrong coming out and trying to do something that didn't work the last time, doesn't work this time, and hopefully there is not a next time. Mm-hmm. And you're right about putting Celik at wingback. I don't think he should ever be put in that position. He will be, but he is a center back. I also think that the young Polish kid should start. And I know we've got we've got an issue at center back, which is a great issue to have, great problem to have, certainly. Yeah, we have a lot of talent and a lot of, and only 3 spots or 2 spots, whatever formation it is, most likely 3. Yeah. So, but I mean, for a 21-year-old, he looked, in my opinion, fantastic.
Yeah.
And dominant. So, a little bit aggressive, but I like it.
Yeah. Christian, what are your thoughts? I see you look very pensive.
Pensive. No, I pretty much agree with everything you guys both said. Honestly, I don't have much to add on there. Yeah, that whole situation with Celik on the wing there, I'm not really too sure what the idea was there, but clearly it didn't work. That's not where he's comfortable, and it showed. Honestly, I don't really have much to add on. You guys covered everything I was going to say, essentially, aside from the fact that my man of the match was obviously Artem Dovbyk.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, I don't really have much to say, honestly. You guys kind of hit the nail on the head with everything.
Yeah. I think this idea of tale of two halves, Luca, I think that's poetic. I think that's beautiful. I think you've got something there. You might be in for a career change pretty soon. However, I think it makes it worse. The game ends with Roma playing much stronger football than Inter. But the fact of the matter is they started so badly that there was really no coming back from that. It seemed like they couldn't.
Well, I wouldn't say that because
Christian. Well,
Christian's man of the match missed a goal that my 5.5 or 6.5 month old son could have
Well,
made.
I mean, it was clearly
I mean,
sarcasm. Sarcasm.
I know that. Yes, I'm well aware.
Listen. Fact of the matter is, we didn't come back. We didn't recover from that first half display. Dovbyk might have missed we had an XG like over twice as high as Inter. There was more than one occasion to score. There was more than one occasion to tie the match. They didn't do it. They couldn't execute. I mean,
I wouldn't say they couldn't execute. They just couldn't finish, which I guess is
well,
couldn't
that's
execute, but they
execution.
couldn't.
So Luca,
But
when you play soccer, the whole point is to get the ball in the back of the net. That's the plan.
But we're
Everything
talking
else-
about Associazione Sportiva Roma.
I know. But listen, that's the execution doesn't come from, oh, we got 12 passes in a row strung together, or oh, we moved the ball really good in midfield. Those are all supporting aspects to the point of the game.
But I'm not even saying that. I'm saying execution was on point. Second half, I felt like the only thing that they should have done was put the ball in the net, and there's no way that Gasperini can account for the majority of his team not being able to freaking put a ball in the net when they've got ample opportunities. And
Yeah.
I mean, that is something that is not on Gasperini. The first half, 100% on Gasperini.
Well, yeah,
I think he must have had a good halftime talk and a good halftime review of how things were going. And I think coming out at the second half, the game plan, I'm speaking in probably American football terms here, but the game plan was on point. It's just the players, i.e. Dovbyk in particular, that I can think of, and there are a couple others, can't finish. And that is not, I don't think that's reflective on Roma not being able to come back. I think,
Well,
again, this is another tale as old as time of Roma not being able to finish or
Like I
score
said
a goal.
before, we're talking about Associazione Sportiva Roma. It's
Yeah.
it's nothing new.
Yeah.
We're
And
in
it's
trouble
still-
if we don't pick up a real striker in January.
and
We're in
listen,
trouble.
We will.
I think, say what you will about Daniele De Rossi's tenure, with the money that Roma spent on Dovbyk, they could have easily have signed Moise Kean. We'd
They
be
could have signed
singing
anybody.
a completely different tune. But again, they take
Well,
a
he
risk.
probably would have torn his ACL and then,
No,
never seen the
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
pitch.
probably something like that. But I mean,
Him with a torn ACL is as good as what Dovbyk and Ferguson have been doing so far.
That's probably
yeah,
fair.
no, I agree.
I would say
Um,
Dovbyk.
I think that the fact that they played so bad in the first half and then played so well in the second makes the game even worse. It shows you that we could have had this for 90 minutes, but instead we have it for less than 45, really. There were some moments in that second half too, even when they were like they couldn't keep the ball together and they couldn't string passes together again, and it just seemed like rugby sometimes, super disappointing. I'm going to say something now, might trigger some people. I'm not the most athletic guy, so it's kind of hard for me to have an opinion like this. But I think when he's on his game, Milas Vilar saves that goal. I think that's a savable goal, too.
For sure.
I don't disagree, only because we've seen him make crazier acrobatic saves, which is why our expectations for the poor guy are sky high at this point.
Yeah.
Well, they've
like,
got to be.
Yeah, they have to be, because he does it with such frequency that it's not an anomaly. It's how he plays, right? That's the kind of goalkeeper he is.
Yeah, like he
So,
should
I
have
think
saved
it
that
was
goal.
Yeah.
It was a very savable goal. I mean,
Yeah.
in fact, I would almost go further than what you're saying and saying that is on Svilar, and that goal should not have happened, but Svilar fucked that up.
Yeah, and I'm sure he thought that too, And I feel so bad saying that because of how good he is. And again, like just from a person, like, hello, as the president says, I've never seen a thin person drinking Diet Coke, which I'm drinking right now. So it feels bad. It feels wrong just because of how good he is, but totally savable goal. And if that goal's saved, how is the match different? You know, it totally just it deflated me. I can't imagine what giving up a goal 6 minutes into a huge match like this does to you mentally.
That's
So
the
I can
shitty
imagine.
thing. It was so early,
Yeah, man. I mean, six
but
minutes in, it just totally it must destroy you. You
yeah,
know?
but I don't know. For as long as this season, at least, I don't think I'll ever complain about Svilar, even if he has 5 bad games in a row, because that guy has single-handedly saved us seasons since he started playing. I mean,
Yeah.
we're also talking about, okay, if they didn't score that goal, we still didn't score one goal, and we've had the same problem. We discussed in
Right.
the last 2 episodes that we can't score more than 1 or 2 goals in this opening couple months of the season. So even if we didn't let that goal in, that game is still 0-0. We didn't capitalize on our chances. What a shocker. But
Yeah.
that's what I mean.
No, you're right. You're right.
We still didn't score any goals.
Yeah.
Sure, he let in a goal that he could have saved realistically, but
I mean,
I
there were two.
overlooked that because we
Yeah.
don't even we didn't do anything better to look past
No,
that.
you're right. You're right. There were three chances that I can think of: Dybala, Dovbik, and then Chelik,
Yeah,
where they could have scored, and we could have
yeah.
won the game 3-1. You know, um, it's so tough. It's painful, especially because if you watch the match and you look at some of the players in particular, I'm thinking of Mancini. He is so frustrated with how some of these other players are playing. You could see him throw his arms up, yelling. There is this sense of like they know they need it, and it makes it even more painful when they have the opportunity and don't execute.
Mhm.
So in terms of scoring goals, it's not happening. But I can't think of a better match to follow than playing Victoria Pleasant in the Europa League, right? Um, Roma has to go out there and smash them. No question about it. I mean, really, really like cause an existential crisis in this team. This is a match you have to go out and win 5-0, 4-0, 5-1, whatever. You know, I, I don't know exactly what the lineup looks like. I'm almost positive, though, that we'll start with a true striker, whether it's uh, Dovbik, the Ukrainian pylon, or Fergalicious.
I hope that one of those two guys starts because we'll actually see what they're capable of because now we don't have the excuse of saying, oh, a new league, it's City A, the defense is the best in professional football. So I think one of them should start. I would
Yeah,
actually start Dovbik just to really put the nail in the coffin in our theory of how trash he is. And let's see if we can put one in the net against a club like Victoria Plaza, who's
yeah,
not an Italian defensive, tactically managed side.
you're right. Yeah.
So
I mean, yeah. It's like you could see even against Inter, he makes bad decisions.
he's just shit.
Yeah,
Like, let's just stop pretending
I know.
he's just a joke. And Ferguson is just too young. Like, I don't understand this theory of signing these freaking 19, 20, 21-year-old strikers who have 1 or 2 seasons on their
Yeah.
resume. It just to me it doesn't that's those are so hard to come by. You need to sign an established striker. Who's the last best striker we had? Who? Hold on.
Honestly,
No. Who is
Jacko.
the last? Aside, I wanted to finish because I was gonna say aside from Edin Dzeko in modern, let's say post DDR retirement from playing. Who is the last established real striker that we had that actually put the ball on the back of the net and given chances?
I'm
Say it on the same time. I'll count to three in a bit. We'll all say the same answer.
Lukaku.
go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah.
I mean,
Lukaku, hundred
Lukaku.
percent.
Yeah, yeah.
mhm.
No, no. All right. So
Nobody else has worked.
listen,
It's the same issue.
when we talk about strikers with AS Roma in this like contempt like post DDR period, this is the top three. It's like Dzeko, Lukaku, and Eldor Shomurodov. I'm serious. You're laughing.
No, I agree.
He scored 4 goals in the international break. 4.
I'm talking about for Roma.
No, but I'm just saying, this guy is. We gave up Shomurodov for Ferguson.
Oh, yes.
Not even going to be on the team after this year.
That's what you're saying, then yes, I agree. Yeah. Oh, if you ask me between Shomurodov and Ferguson, I'd rather not even have a striker than Ferguson.
I mean, this is, and it's not even that he's young, whatever. I don't care. He's not going to be on the team next year.
Well, that doesn't matter. It's more the fact that he's just not good.
No, but
I don't care. Like Lukaku, we knew.
Like one day he's going to be. I don't give a shit.
I mean,
he's not going to be on Roma.
Yeah, there's a difference between like signing a Lukaku on loan who's not going to be on the team next year, but he's established. He's a goal scorer. He's dominant. You don't sign somebody like a Ferguson who is having a redemption tour, who's however the fuck old he is. He's not going to be on the squad next year. So what the fuck are we doing trying to give him a redemption tour?
Yeah. It's pathetic, to be completely honest. I mean, it's free development for his parent club. We get nothing.
He should be loaned out to fucking last place Sampdoria in Serie B.
I know.
That's who he should be loaned out to.
But listen, this is the team. This is what we do.
No, but hold on a second.
But he hasn't really been given a chance. I mean,
no. Hold on a second. Like I said this the first podcast, or not the first one, but I said this like, I said this a few times since like September. How about I don't know. Yeah, you guys are on Twitter or X or whatever. How about all the people on Twitter, all the Romanisti on Twitter who have been pumping up Ferguson's tires during preseason? And I was the only one, or at least one of the few, aside from Roma antics, who I tend to agree with a lot of the time. I was one of the few to say, this guys, we're preseason playing against fucking Serie D clubs or these random tiny clubs that like they're not even friendly games. Okay, if he doesn't score more than 2 or 3 goals a game, like that's concerning.
Yeah.
Just because he scored a couple goals in preseason against these friggin' house league teams that no one even knew existed. Like that's the problem with this fan base, man. We hype these no-name fucking jokes up every year. It's like clockwork, man.
Yeah.
We hype up these no-name pieces of bread like they're the next big thing.
Yeah.
Then they come week 1 City or now we're approaching November and this guy hasn't had a shot on net.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
I think we should.
But Belotti with 1 ACL might be more productive than Dovbyk and Ferguson combined.
Sure, he was because of Belotti's season back 2 years ago, not the last season, the season prior, wasn't Mourinho's last season, I guess. He scored 2 goals on his debut at the Olympico.
I know. Oh my gosh, that was glorious.
I think we should pump the brakes a little bit. I mean, we're a few games into a Gasparini regime.
No.
Yes, he doesn't have a striker that is working. My thought process to this is probably they've invested so much money into Dovbyk. They needed somebody who hopefully can fit the bill, score some goals. Yes, it's a redemption tour. Yes, he's not going to be on the squad next year. But they needed somebody to be second fiddle. They were hoping Dovbyk wasn't what he was last year, which they were wrong about. I think January they go out, they get a striker, and this is all put to bed, and hopefully ship back Dovbyk to Ukraine with some missiles, and let him fight the good fight over there. But
he was so close to leaving at the deadline. Like I don't really understand what happened. Whatever.
I think they were probably trying to sign another striker, and it didn't work out.
Yeah, that's probably what happened.
Because
letting Eldor Shomurodov go was such a huge mistake. It really was such a huge mistake. I don't know whose idea that was, but it's done nothing but hurt us.
We should have sniped Lorenzo Luca, man. That guy's I like that kid.
Too much money. We emptied our pocketbook on Dovbyk.
He's too much. What do you mean he's too much money? I mean, why don't you sign him with a what did Napoli sign him for? Did they sign him outright, or did they put him on loan for an option to buy for 40 million or whatever? Because that's exactly what we signed Ferguson for.
No, Ferguson's on loan. So
yeah, doesn't he have a buy option for
which is not
35
going
or
to
40.
happen.
I know.
Yeah. So we just paid the loan fee, whatever that was. You know, the fact of the matter is we need a striker. We're playing with 10 men on the field without one, whether it's with a false nine Dybala, which doesn't work, or when Dovbik's actually on the field, or Fergalicious, right? It just doesn't work. And hopefully tomorrow is a match where they can unlock their potential. If they're like, I'm at the point where I don't even know what the potential could be. Like Dovbik's potential right now in my mind is like a 10-goal season. And
Watch them both score tomorrow night
three
after
of
this.
those
Just
are penalties.
watch
So
them both score.
not to I'm going to interject here. So Luca signed initial 9 million loan fee with a 26 million obligation to buy and 2 million net per year.
Okay.
Could go up to 35 million with add-ons. I mean, again, I think we fucked that up.
I mean,
big time.
if Gasparini wasn't convinced of Luca, then we didn't go after him. So what?
Or we just couldn't sign him because we're so invested in Dovbik.
Yeah, I can't believe how much money they paid for them. But it's
I mean, he did come off a pretty good season in Spain, but again, another player who's come over from Spain who's been total ass, and we'll be lucky to get a third of what we paid for him.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know. Somebody in the Premier League will pick him up probably. But
Yeah,
anyways,
scored 30 goals.
we're
But
getting lost in the sauce
is
here.
there
I think.
anyone we're looking forward to seeing play tomorrow?
No.
No. I think tomorrow we very well may see Zilkovsky start from the first minute. That is a player who I loved. That match against Inter, he comes on, 21 years old, slide tackling, with 20 minutes left in the. You have my heart. You have my
Yeah,
heart.
but don't do anything stupid. That's
Yeah,
sure.
But
Like-
it shows that he's got the killer instinct that a defender needs. Like that old, like you need an assassin in defense, right? And we have Gianluca Mancini. Well, now we have two, because Zelkovsky, if that's an indication of anything, it's that he's here to play ball. So going into tomorrow, I think if there's anybody I'm looking forward to seeing, it's Zelkovsky for sure. I tend to champion mid players. Listen, I got fooled by Christensen. That's on me. I'll take that one. I believed in him the minute he signed with Roma, but it didn't work out. When he was at Trigoria, sitting in the rain in a plastic chair with his eyes closed, I said, "This man's a killer." I was wrong, but it's okay.
He was a killer, but not.
Well, yeah.
Not,
So positives, I guess, from Inter and heading into Victoria Pleasant on Thursday. Zolkowski, I think that's awesome. Manu Kone, I love watching him play football.
I thought he was ass against Inter.
You know what? He was
Ass.
he was rated one of the higher players, but I don't really understand why either.
I thought he
Yeah.
was ass.
I didn't think he had his best game.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it was more of tactical than him. I think Gasparini made some.
I think they
adjustments.
might have all been a little confused in the first half.
Yeah, I think so too. You even saw that on the sideline. It looked like Mancini was talking to Gasparini and he was pointing like he didn't know what to do, or someone
Yeah.
didn't know where to be. It was a risk. I guess when you play a side like Inter, who should, quite frankly, win the Scudetto by 6 or 7 points or 10 points, you could take those risks and see how they go, because, it is what it is. But
Who do we have next? Sassuolo and Serie A?
our next week, the next,
Sassuolo and then Parma.
yeah, Sassuolo is going to be tough, man.
They're tough every year. I say it every
Dude,
year.
some weeks I'm more afraid to play Sassuolo than like Inter or
100%. I say it all the time. I'm more scared to play these crap teams than the Seven Sisters.
And the worse Sassuolo is, the better they'll play against Roma.
Every time.
I'm telling you, I don't know what it is. I don't know whose grandmother cast a spell on Roma, but when they go up to the Romagna and play Sassuolo, it is a disaster.
Hmm.
Um, this is a match that, like Inter, I don't even think I want to make a prediction. Just because,
I'm done making predictions.
yeah, I think
There's
I'm
no point.
squaring off. Yeah, it doesn't work. If you're a betting person, I'm sure Sassuolo has a great line, and if you hammered that,
Sassuolo was scoring a goal for sure. I can tell you that
100%,
right now. They're scoring a
no
goal.
doubt, no doubt. Um, that's guaranteed. It's not going to be a clean sheet for Roma. Sassuolo, Parma. These are matches, although they're scary, we have to win if top four is our priority.
It's okay. We lost to Torino a couple weeks ago.
That is going to be, I'm going to wake up with cold sweats come May thinking about that match. If we're serious, we're tied on points with Inter and Napoli, and we're in fourth place. Okay. If you don't win games against Sassuolo, Parma, it's bad news. It's really bad news. There are teams behind us that are playing like their lives depend on it. Think Bologna, Como.
Como is an animal, man.
Como's an unbelievable team.
They just, yeah, no, they're, yeah.
You're saying all this, and we're still tied for second.
But the question
With
is,
3 other teams, 2 other teams.
So, who cares?
No, I know, I know, but
well, my point is not that time to panic. My point is, if we don't win these games, then it's time to panic, because we want to be tied for second, tied on points in top four, not in October, but in May. That's when we want to be.
Aside from last year's disaster start to the season, I feel like every year Roma actually does really well and they're within reach from the start of the campaign up until the Christmas break, and right after New Year's we fall apart. And then we go on another streak of a couple wins, and then it's like that meme on Twitter, right? It's like right back up, get my hopes up, disappointed, right? Like,
yeah.
I feel like at the second half of the seasons where we fumble and drop a lot of stupid points. So, yeah, we're tied for second right now, Luca. As true as that is, like,
I mean, I'm
consistency
just
is
not
key.
sounding. I'm not sounding the alarm. I'm not pushing the panic button.
No,
and it's
I'm not
also,
either.
you know, we're 7 matches into a new coach, who hasn't, you know, as I said the other day, his ideas have not been fully digested within the squad, and that's evident based on the Torino match, based on the first half of Inter. And we say all this, and we're freaking out. And at the end of the day, after day 7 or match 7, we are tied for second on points in the league.
No,
I mean,
I agree.
we're not down at the bottom of the league with Lazio or Torino or Parma or Fiorentina or, you know, Genoa. You know, these squads.
Okay.
We're not down there.
Yeah,
we were last year.
But 5 points separates fourth place and 10th. Just so you know.
And we have those extra 5 points.
But the point is that if you play poorly against Sassuolo and Parma, you're in 10th.
Yeah, and aside from Torino, who we should have, you know, at least tied, but we didn't.
Yeah, well, the old saying goes, if my aunt had wheels, she would have been a bike.
Yes, and after all is said and done, after match day 7, we do not have 10 points. We are not in 10th. We have 15 points, and we are tied for second.
Yeah.
I'm gonna save this podcast, like in particular, going to save it, and we're gonna watch it on a live stream in May.
Okay.
Which one is
I cannot wait.
Number 12.
This is number 12.
Yep.
We're gonna watch this podcast live. I'll pay people to show up. And we're going to
will come May. I'm standing by it, and this will. I'll take it to the end of this season's grave. We
Look at
will
me.
finish top 4.
When we finish 5th
I
place
hope
with
that happens,
69
Luca.
points, this episode is going to hit like crack. Do you understand me?
And when we finish 4th or 3rd, this episode is going to hit like crack.
It is. Yeah, well, also.
It's gonna hit like crack either way.
Just
but
like if
every
we
year,
had an episode where you said Zeki Chelik was the fucking bee's knees, that would hit like crack, but we don't have it.
We don't need a
We
podcast.
just
We talked about who we thought was going to be good going into this season. That guy is a phenom. Do you understand me? He's a phenom.
not an attacking wingback.
No.
Anyways,
yeah, regardless. Listen, bad loss to Inter. I think the fact that we played so well in the second half makes it even worse how we started. We have an opportunity, not tomorrow, Thursday, to go out, bag a mess of goals, and restore confidence in our strikers.
As much as I don't care about this Europa League, because I only care about focusing on the Italian league, they need to score goals just to not hit that rut, because this mental problem that we've had forever. Once we get into our heads, we get into that mental rut, we're finished for 3-4 weeks.
Yeah.
So they have to just bounce right back on Thursday, and like you said, bag a few goals and just get right back up to where you were.
Absolutely.
We need motivation for Sassuolo. That's not an easy game.
Yep. If they go and score 3 or 4 goals on Thursday, watch, they're going to get smashed. We're going to get humiliated. It's going to be like Bodo Glimt 6-1. Watch. It's going to be so bad. But if they go out and they score like 4 or 5 goals, I'm ready for Sunday. And it's kind of pathetic that we're talking about Sassuolo. It's not like we're playing Milan or Napoli.
No, but that's the problem, because we say this every year, and you guys want to talk about watching this podcast in May. Every single season, I say, guys, remember in October, remember early November, even September, when we drop points to fucking Empoli.
Yeah.
Okay?
Wow.
That's why we panic against these teams like Sassuolo and Parma the following week, because we don't win.
Yeah.
If we just beat
and
Torino,
we
or if
panicked
we just beat
against
these teams,
Fiorentina, who are obviously not in good form at all at this point in the season, and we dragged our nuts all over their faces. So
yeah, it's true. Well, do it against Sassuolo. If that's you, do it again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried. So
you know what? If we beat Sassuolo and Parma, I'll be able to look at the Torino game and kind of put that behind me, because it's past is in the past. But
every team this year at the top has dropped points against somebody, a team that they have not should not have dropped points to.
But every team, exactly, and every time that happens, when does Roma ever capitalize and take advantage of all those dropped points? Never. Yes, I know we played Inter, so that's asking for a lot. But it's
not if you watch
the
second
Roma.
half.
Yeah, and that's why it's annoying.
That's
why it's annoying. We don't have a striker. We're playing with no strikers. That's how we should be talking from now on until January. But that being said, we come back in May every year and we talk about these stupid little losses that we fumble to these little teams, and I feel like we somehow find this topic every episode.
I think that the key to all this, them playing like ass, and I feel like it happened, I can't remember, did we try and do a false 9 with Dybala against Torino?
I don't remember.
Well, either way, even without a striker, and you saw it in the second half when we decided not to, I guess, go away from the false 9 with Dybala. I mean, it was a completely different game. And
we
so
played
I think
without Dovbyk or Ferguson from the start in that match. It was Sule and Dybala.
Yeah, but then even when Dovbyk came in, it wasn't like there was a dip, and it was just, that's the frustrating part is that trying to fucking.
Well, listen, if we wanted to spend our lives not being frustrated, we'd probably be crocheting or something right now. So this is what we chose, whether it chose us or not. We choose to continue to watch and suffer. So I think we've pretty much covered our bases for this week. Enter whatever, put it behind you. Victoria Pleasant, go out, bag of goals, get a bunch. I mean,
I'm also going to add somebody that I'm kind of sick of watching, and I'm going back on what I said earlier.
If you say Brian Cristante,
no.
Okay.
Baldonzi. I'm sick of watching him. I'm sick of it. I think in January he needs to be gone or go on loan somewhere because, yes.
You know what he is? You know what he is, Luca? And I understand what you're saying, and I'm not saying I agree nor I disagree. He's just your typical young guy who's trying to earn his spot as a regular, and he's playing with his heart, and by playing
He
with your heart,
sucks.
by going all out, you make stupid decisions. It's almost like a Florenzi, man.
Yeah.
He reminds me of a young Florenzi. He goes in for every challenge. He plays to the best of his ability, even if we're losing 5-0. He doesn't stop. But it's the maturity standpoint. Same thing with Pizzili. Actually, I think Pizzili's a slightly more mature than Baldanzi, I guess, but I don't know. I take that back. Actually, they're I don't know.
Anyways,
Yeah. Well, listen,
I just
we'll see what happens. If we lose to Victoria Pleasant and then Sassuolo, you'll probably never hear from me again. I'm going to move to Guam and drop my phone in the Pacific Ocean somewhere, or
and
whatever.
this episode will hit like crack.
Yeah. Well, listen, just gotta score. Period. End of story. I think that sums it up. Put the losses behind you. Go look for the goals. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't stoop down. Play at your level like that second half at Inter. And I think that it was. It'll be okay. So, if you guys have nothing else to add, I think we can wrap it up here. I want to thank everyone for listening or watching. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to follow, share. We are on X, Instagram, Facebook, you name it. We've got it. Share it with your friends. Tell your mother about it. This has been episode 12 of the Roma Forum Podcast. Thank you again for listening, and ciao.
Ciao.
That's it.